Okay, this is the knit stitch. So you're holding the knitted stitches in your left hand and take your right needle and you go into the front leg of the loop right here. I just want to show you the loop. It looks like this. So this is the front leg and the back leg, the way it sits on the needle. Okay, so you go into the front. I'm holding these, I'm kind of crisscrossing them. Take the yarn and wrap it around the back needle from the left to the right, and then I use my finger to guide it back through the same hole that it came through, under and off. This is the English version of, and it's also referred to as throwing. So I'm going into the front leg, I'm putting the right needle into the loop from the between the two stitches on the left of the stitches to the back, crisscross like an X, and then take the yarn and wrap it around the back needle and then guide it back through and off. Let me do one more. In, around, under that loop, and off. So this is the American English version of knitting. The other way is to hold the yarn in your left hand, and we call this the continental version. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the needle into the stitch the same way, but it's just the way you get tension and hold the yarn. So for the continental version, I grab the yarn with my left hand around my pinky. I turn my hand over and I just hold the tension here. So I'm holding it around my pinky like that, and then I just hold it here so you can see that that's very taut. So I'm going in with the needle to the stitch, and instead of letting go of any yarn, I'm using my needle, grabbing the yarn, bringing it through the hole and off. And just tighten it up a little bit. So go in the stitch, use your right needle, go over the yarn, go under the loop and off. Where this method you use your needles more, your hands sort of stay still. The other way you're using more hand motion. Either way is correct. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. One more time, we go in, around, under, and off. And that's knitting. So you're going to knit all of the stitches. I'm just going to finish these up quickly. And then when you get to, I just want to show you one other thing to be aware of. When you finish the end of the row, I take the needle and put it in my right hand, flip the work over, and all those stitches that you just knitted created all of these bumps. So this is called garter stitch. And you want to just make sure when you do your first stitch, make sure you're knitting above those bumps every time, especially on the first stitch. So make sure the yarn is down and back, and you put your needle in above the bump. Go that way. If you do this, sometimes you end up having more stitches because this looks like two. So you want to make sure the yarn is down and behind and you're knitting above the bump. There you go. That's it. Good luck.